Alright, so for this problem, we're going to be trying to figure out what numbers we can put in our equation by doing an experiment. Now, we're not going to be doing the simplified balanced chemical equation. That's what you're going to be writing down here. But up top, we want to be able to do this experiment and figure out what numbers we put in here so that we won't have any limiting reactants or excess reactants. So to do that, I took these chemicals. You can see we have the CaCl2 and the Na3PO4 that are in our equation up here. And I also took some water with it, and we put different amounts in each of these wells. So in the first well, and in the second well, and third and fourth, on all these wells, we just put 2 drops of H2O to help the reaction happen. And then what I did is in this first well, I put 1 drop of CaCl2. Second well, I put 2. Third, I put 3. So I put increasing numbers of CaCl2 in each well going up. Then I did the reverse with the Na3PO4. So I started with 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, I kind of made a little chart of what I did, of how many drops I put in each one. Because however many drops we put in it, whichever one looks like it reacted the most or produced the most white substance, we're going to actually put these numbers in our equation up here for the number of drops, okay? So I know that this is really hard on the video to see, but hopefully you can kind of tell that 1, 2, and 8, and 9, they don't have lots of white stuff. So in these ones, we had a limiting reactant that was making it so that we couldn't produce as much product. You can kind of tell in the video, things like 4, 5, 6, 7, they start seeing lots of white stuff. You can't tell exactly which one has the most, probably, just because of the video quality and stuff. But I'll kind of zoom into this number 6, and you'll start seeing that in this number 6, you're going to have the most product. And so we're going to use the ratio from number 6, and we are going to put the number of drops for each one that we did into our equation. So for number 6, you'll see that we did 6 drops of CaCl2 and 4 drops of Na3PO4. So we're going to take this 6 and we're going to put it up into our equation up here. And then you're going to take the 4 drops and put it into your equation up here. Because this will help us figure out the equation that we did that gave you no limiting reactant or excess reactant. It was the perfect amount because we got the most from our reaction. So put in the 6 up there and the 4 up there, and then you can finish trying to balance out this equation. Sorry, it keeps going in and out, focusing. And then after that, you will use this to simplify it. So these numbers will be kind of big, so you're going to divide it by a number to simplify the whole equation. And then for this limiting reactant and excess reactant part, you'll think in well number 1, because like we said over here, you can see well number 1 doesn't really have any white stuff in it. It didn't produce a lot. So in well number 1, there was a limiting reactant that was causing it not to produce as much of the product. And so for number 1, think about which one of these was your limiting reactant for number 1. Which one do we not have enough of? And then you'll do the excess reactant for which one we had plenty of that was actually extra. All right, you'll do that for each one of these. And then remember, well 6 was the one that had lots of the white powder in it. So when you get to well 6, that's the only one that won't have a limiting or an excess reactant. But all your other ones, you'll try to figure out what your limiting was and what your excess was.